This video is part 2 of creating doodle designs, where I'll be showing you 5 more black and white doodles that can be used as collage fodder. Make sure you also check out part 1, where I shared 4 additional designs. Hello, my name is Catherine Rains. I'm a mixed media collage artist, and welcome to Tune In Tuesday, where I share weekly art demos to expand your mixed media toolbox. If you see value in my videos, I would deeply appreciate a thumbs up, and if you would subscribe to my channel. Links for the supplies to make these papers are under Show More down below. And while you're there, you might want to check out my free 5-day class where I show you how to use all the papers created during Tune In Tuesday to make fabulous collages the very first try. So let's get doodling for collage fodder. Welcome to Tune In Tuesday. We are going to be making 5 different doodle papers. This is part 2 of making doodle designs for collage fodder. Now, the supplies are pretty basic. We're going to use mixed media paper or watercolor paper. I want to use kind of thick paper because it will take the markers better, because otherwise it might bleed through. And you need a variety of markers. Now, the only marker you don't want to use for this is a Sharpie. So I've got a Faber-Castell Pitt pen. I've got a few Stettler pens in different sizes. I love these. I've got a Jelly Roll pen in white, and I've also got a Micron 12 pen, Pigma. So all of these work, and I'm going to be going in between them to make these different designs, depending on the size of the tip. Let's start with this paper, which I find to be incredibly intriguing. And I'm just doing this on a piece of black drawing paper. So I'm going to be using my white Jelly Roll pen for this. And to start, you literally just draw straight lines in kind of different diagonals to each other. There's no real science to this. I'm just kind of like feeling it kind of abstractly here. So I'm trying to cut up these great big pieces here with smaller little indentations here with diamonds. Maybe one more to break this up. There, that's perfect. All I'm going to do, by the way, you have to be really careful because I just smeared some of my white paint here, is you draw lines across the little spaces. And draw them as straight as I can, but it's okay if they're not completely straight. Kind of makes it interesting to have them not straight. And what I'm going to do is try to leave these little tiny diamonds open. So I'm going to take the larger spaces and create lines. Now I am creating them in 2 different directions, but you could create them all in the same direction, like do them all vertical or all horizontal. So I'll just do a few of these. And you can also do them different spaces, each line different spaces. That way they just have a little bit of interest within the design itself, but you could also do it symmetrical, so all of the lines are the same. Now, I would just keep going until I filled up all the boxes, but here's the same thing. And what I did is, like I said, I left these little diamonds open. Now, it just so happens that I didn't think of leaving the diamonds open until the very end. So I actually took just a black pen or a black marker and filled some of those in. And I just think it looks a little more interesting to have the cobwebs with a little bit of interest there. So I only have one more to fill in here. And I keep trying to do it so each one of these blocks is a little different than the one before it. So just look at the one next to it. What angle did I put those lines? And there you go. I think that's going to make a really interesting piece of collage fodder, and I'll finish this one later. Now, another option for this is to do it on a white piece of paper. And same thing, really, the only thing you have to decide here is what size of these little lines do you want to make. I made these really strong ones with this very big brush pit pen. But the smaller ones, I think I'm using a 7.7, and I'm doing a curvy line as opposed to a straight line. So I'm just gonna curve it around like this. But straight lines are fine too, but there's really no rules here. Doing a little bit of kind of different kinds of shapes within each one of these. I could also draw little pictures or little circles within each one as well. Now, I also love the fact that I left a couple of the small diamonds empty. So when I do this again, I probably will intentionally create more of these small diamonds because I think it kind of looks interesting to have some blank spaces. Now here is one that I filled up the entire card with, and I like that too. But the more you do this, the more you kind of get your own rhythm in terms of what you like, what resonates with you. And for me, I really like having a little more lines and some white spaces, which I'll do it again and I'll create more of those white spaces with this. But with this kind of paper for collage fodder, I can just cut out a piece of that, so that little diamond right there, whatever shape you call that, or just cut out this little piece. I don't have to use the whole piece. So I'll be showing you that in the next Tune In Tuesday, where I'm actually going to be pulling together the last 5 collage papers I've made, and part of that is the doodles. The next paper is this circle paper, which looks pretty simple to do. I experimented a bunch of different ways to try to figure out the best way. And when I say the best way, I'm trying to figure out what resonates with me, because there's not one way of doing this. So I took some circles and made them just large, and then I just colored in between them. Then I tried smaller circles, again, circles are smaller, and then I just colored in between them. Then I made them much smaller. But the problem with doing them much smaller like this is it takes a long time to color in between them. So what I finally settled on, and what this design is based on, is I'm using this large brush pit pen, and I'm having all the circles touch each other as I make them, and I'm making them in different sizes. Now I've already obviously made a bunch of these, and then to make this work, you just literally fill in the little spaces in between the circles. So it's really, really fast, but it creates this look in the end. So you've got, circles that look like you spaced them out, when it's just because the brush pen creates the spaces for us. So I think that is a gorgeous piece of collage fodder that is definitely going to get used. Next up is this one. Before I came on camera, I just drew some wavy lines, and I am going to take one of my thicker Stettler pens. We'll go for the 1 here. And I'm just going to trace over these lines as a starting point. Now, by the way, I wouldn't have had to draw these in with a pencil first, but my drawing skills are not that good. So I was doing this freehand on this paper, and I was finding myself not liking what I was doing. So then I just said, I might as well just draw them lightly with pencil. Then I can erase, which I did a number of times until I got a shape that I like. So basically I'm taking these wavy lines and mirroring them against each other. So these just are the same shape, basically mirrored. And I'm just going to do that again. And then I'm going to take just freehand one line right down the middle. Now, to get this kind of look, what you're going to do is draw kind of wavy lines between these. Now you can make them really thin. I'm making these kind of thick, in terms of spread out far against each other. These are pretty thin. I could also change pens. So this is a much thinner pen. I think it's a 0.3. This is a 0.7. So I actually use the same size pen for the lines as I am for these inside lines. And then the next part of this would be the mirrored lines. This one's actually trickier than it looks, but I'm trying to give like the 2 lines are going like this. This is the bottom line, what you get. Now, what I did just to make this a little more interesting is I think I took this is a 0.7, this is a 1. It's a pretty thick pen. I just made it a little thicker along these kind of edges here, just to make it have a little more interest. So just along, you know, the kind of the bulging parts here. Now, you could also do this in color pins. I think that would be beautiful. I'm just trying to create some black and white images that will look good in my collage fodder. Now, this one is so much fun to do. By the way, they're all fun to do. It's kind of like meditation to me. Now, I'm going to take my large brush pen here, and I literally just draw lines. By the way, this Faber-Castell Pitt pen is the equivalent of a fat Sharpie, except Sharpies are not archival. So they will fade over time, so you don't want that. So I'm just going to draw some diagonal lines. Most of them are not going to crisscross each other. Just going to draw them in different angles. And then, let's see. Do them this way as well. A little crisscross, but not much. That's enough. And then I could do this a number of ways. I could do the same size pin, but I think I'm going to use, this is a 1, a Stettler pin. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just drawing lines, but I'm going to make some wider lines here. I'm going to leave some of these diamonds open, just because I think they're interesting. In fact, I might create a few more. I like these little small diamonds. So I think I'm going to force a couple more. So I got a couple diamonds to choose from. Maybe, yeah. So I got a couple more. I'm going to leave a few of these diamonds open. Now, here is one that I did earlier, and I actually didn't have the crisscross lines. These were all just, you know, lines that were perpendicular to each other, sort of, in different angles, but they didn't have any of these kind of small diamonds. And then I just took a very thin pen and did that striping. Now, something that I think is really interesting with this is to fill in the lines. So, by the way, just like this is, I think this would be a pretty piece of collage fodder because you don't want everything to have a lot of pattern to it. So I could just take a little strip of that, put that as a kind of an accent in one of my collages. Or I could fill in these lines, every other line, which I also think is striking. And this big brush marker does really well for that because it fills them in really fast, as opposed to using one of my smaller Pitt pens. So I would just keep going like that. Now, another option, I could fill it in like that, you know, all around. But then I've got these big white spaces. And again, I can leave those white spaces empty. They look great as they are. Or I'm going to take a 3. It's a 3 Stettler pin. And just create a little swirl in the box. You know, with this kind of paper, you know, it's kind of like using your intuition. Like, what kind of excites you? Now, if all of these were filled in, you know, black and white, every other one, those little swirly things are going to really show up, which they do on this one. So this is the exact same thing, where it's really thin pin on here, really thick lines. So this is, you know, the kind of thing you can just do while you're watching TV at night. It's so much fun just to figure out what appeals to you. You know, by the way, I also think it'd be really pretty not to have that filled in, but instead just have every other box, you know, swirl line, just gives it an interesting kind of subtle collage paper that I could add to something. So maybe I'll do that to this one. You never know. Now, the last one is this cool one, and this is actually something I did a reel with. The way you do this is take any size pin, but I'm going to use a pretty thin pin. This is a 0.3 Stettler pin. And you scribble kind of in concentric circles. So, and I'm trying to overlap these circles a little bit as I'm going around. So they're going a tiny bit into the one underneath it. You know, when I'm picking these doodle papers, and by the way, all of the collage papers that I choose, I'm really looking for, would this look good as a collage paper? That is, you know, why I choose all of the papers I choose, whether it's a doodle or anything else. And I just thought this would be an intriguing collage paper. Now, this by itself is not anything to write home about. However, what you do, and by the way, you can take any size pen, but I really like the thin lines. So you just start doing the same thing. There's definitely a theme this week with these lines, I must say. And you just start filling in, leaving whatever kind of like white space is there. So I've got some white space on either side of that one, and I just keep filling it in, leaving a lot of white space. Now, once you get all of these lines filled in, then you start, if you choose, coloring in the white spaces you left behind. And oops, I didn't actually put lines here. And this just kind of creates little pops of interest. This one right here. Now I'm using a very thin pen. If I used a fatter one like a 0.7, it would go faster for me. But another fun thing to do, in addition to just adding a little bit of pop of black, is fill in the whole thing. So throughout the piece, like this is going to take forever if I use a 0.3. I'm going to use this is a 1. Much faster. I could also use that big flat brush pen too. That would work. So every now and then, just choose one of these to fill it in. And the result is this one. So it just has a lot of different interests going on, and this would make beautiful collage fodder. I could just cut off a little piece of this. This is another version of it. I got kind of crazy about these. I love them. Now, another option is not to do the black, but just, and actually not overlap them either. These barely overlap. And instead, just have it a really soft, you know, these are just, it's just more subtle, you know, not having the black. So I'm probably going to make a few more of these too, because like that right there, just that would be a really beautiful piece, you know, just a little pop of, I shouldn't say a pop of color, but a pop of interest, because it won't compete with all the colorful papers, but it will look interesting with all the different textures. Here are 5 papers. So I hope that you enjoyed doing these. Thank you so much for joining me for Tune In Tuesday. The next Tune In Tuesday will be where I take the last 5 papers created during Tune In Tuesday, and I will turn them into collages to add to the series. I've already done 2 of these, and I will create 2 or 3 collages using these as well as the other 4 papers that I've made in previous tune-ins over the past many weeks. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.